Hey guys, how you doing? It's Henry, and Mowers and Blows! Welcome to another episode. Today we're working on the CRAFTSMAN T1600 made by MTD. Today we're going to install the cylinder head that I had to replace for this because when I got it, it had a blown cylinder head. I had an extra one in the back, grinded the surfaces clean, and all I needed was a head gasket. So I paid about $8 or $10 for this head gasket. And it just came a couple of days ago, but I haven't had time to work on it until today. I'm actually going to my mom's house later, so I don't have that much time. But I mean, how hard is it to put in a head gasket? Put it on, drive the head bolts in, that's it. I mean, there's other stuff too, but mainly it's pretty easy. And then hopefully this thing will run. As you may or may not recall, I got this through a trade, my services for his tractor. My services were to fix his other tractor, which I did. So the problem with this was he was doing the valve adjustments, and he was kind of new to doing valve adjustments, and he did something wrong, didn't tighten something, whatever. And then when he went to start it up, it blew up. And the cylinder head is completely done. As a result, there is some damage to the piston, but nothing that I feel should hinder it from working. It is just a divot and some scratches and stuff, but there's no hole in the piston, so it should still hold the combustion. You follow what I'm saying? The combustion, boom, goes into here and pushes it. These divots over here should not affect that. It's just dents. And this is exactly how a Hemi engine is designed. You have a divot there. So basically it's a homemade Hemi by accident. So I grinded down all the surfaces. I'm just gonna basically put the head gasket in and drive the head bolts in, attach the muffler intake manifold to the carburetor. Now I think that the oil is contaminated with some fuel, so the oil in it is probably kind of thin, but good enough for us to test and see if it runs. If it runs, we'll do an oil change on it after I drain it. So this kit that I ordered comes with a valve seal. Let's not use that. I don't think I'm going to use it though, but it also comes with the exhaust pipe gasket. I believe this might be a carburetor gasket, which we don't need. It has a valve cover gasket, which I guess I'll use. And it comes with two types of head gaskets. They've changed it over the years. You know, some have a reinforced area here, but it all matches the holes perfectly. See how it has a reinforced area here? The key point is they usually burst right here. The head gaskets on these Briggs single cylinders, this part right here is very thin. They actually made a thicker one, but this is not the version that I got. As you can see, this is also another one that is reinforced on this part, not that part. I believe the one that I had before was this one, so we're going to use this. As you can see, the markings there. So that looks okay. You see how this gasket over here, it's not completely sealing that part. There are gaskets that are thicker here, which is important. I didn't get that one. But anyway, that's it. You don't put anything on it. Just drive the cylinder head back on there with the head bolts. Torque them to 18.3 foot-pounds, which is equivalent to about 220 inch-pounds. But usually my DeWalt 3/8 impact maxes out at around 220 inch-pounds. So I just drive it in as hard as I can, and that'll be good enough for me. Here's the new cylinder head. It's identical to the one that I took off. And actually this already has that's on here, so let me get this off. I believe it's siliconed on here, so we could adjust the valves when we put this back on. Okay, as you can see, I have installed the head. I don't know why it didn't record. Anyway, did the valve adjustments, 4 and 6 intake exhaust on the valve adjustment, valve lash. It actually was too tight, believe it or not. Both rods are in there. The aluminum one is in the intake, the steel one is in the exhaust, and so now it's right on balls. I attached the muffler exhaust pipe to the head, and now I'm going to install the intake manifold connected to the carburetor. So when I removed it, I had this one that was a third closed. You know how sometimes you get one and it's like a third closed? You guys know what that's about? You know, that means that a third of the amount of gas is not getting in there at the right time. So should I put the original one on there that restricts it by 1/3, or should I put in the one that's completely open? I'm gonna put on the one that's completely open, and then we'll see how it goes. The original valve cover that was on this head was so difficult to remove. Like, whoever put it on there was like, it was a genius, because it was like the best gasket ever. And I don't seem to have the right bolts to this. Oh, here they are. Duh! See, I gotta check the oil levels too, because I recall that some gas and oil mixture was coming out of it. You know what? This is not the gasket for this. You know what? Because I don't have the gasket, I'm gonna put this on. Just like it was originally. I don't know why it's a third blocked off. Maybe you guys could explain it to me if you know. Leave it in the comments. Why is this a third blocked off? It's not the first time I've seen it. I've seen it a few times. But I just want to know why. I'm curious like that. So we got the new cylinder head on here, muffler, valve cover with the new gaskets, new head gasket in there, valve lash to 4 6/1000. Attach the ignition coil to the spark plug. I'm gonna assume this is all good. We're gonna release the hounds, right? Fuel is in the gas tank. It is now flowing in here. This is not actually the correct fuel pump, fuel filter for this, because it's gravity fed. It needs that white one or red one, the plastic one without the paper element in here. This is for a fuel tank, a fuel pump delivery type thing, but see if it works. This, you can tell, is a Nicky carburetor. I don't know. I guess now all we need to do is just fire it up and see if it starts up. Let's check the Earl real quick. Everything else looks like it's in order, and it's, yeah, it smells a little like gas, but it's right up to the levels, and it's super clean. Super clean oil, and the viscosity feels pretty good. Yep, I mean, it seems okay. So it smells a little like gas, but I mean, it could mean a lot of things. All right, fellas, here's the moment of truth. Here we go. I hear the fuel solenoid working. sound very good. Fantastic. Such a smooth engine, sounds perfect. In the beginning, it's a little questionable, but once it got over that first hump, sounds fabulous. There's obviously a lot of oil residue from the repair that's burning up from the heat of the engine. I'm going to replace the engine cover on here. Everything seems great. I'm stoked. I put everything back. I feel pretty good about it. Let's see if it all functions correctly. fantastic. I didn't go around the block. I figured I'd just go right into mowing my lawn. Mowed it perfectly. And it mows in reverse without having to put it into reverse in motion, reverse in operation button. Tested the lights, they don't work. I saw that there were no light bulbs in it. I'm gonna put some LED light bulbs in it because this is the newest tractor I've ever had. So, I mean, it works great. It's very slow though. You know, going forward, I almost feel that reverse is faster. Good deal. I'm pretty stoked, man. All we did was just replace the head on this T1600. This thing runs like new, man. I gotta go to my mother's house to mow her lawn. I haven't seen her in a couple of weeks. When I get back, or maybe tomorrow, I'll bring this back out again. We're gonna power wash it, wipe it down, put some ATF on the dry parts, and you know, grease the fittings and stuff, and see what else we need to do to it before we button it up and finish up this video. How to replace a cylinder head on a CRAFTSMAN T-Series 1600 from MTD. Pretty cool. It's a 46 wide deck, so I can't keep it. This has to be for sale because it won't fit through my gates in the backyard. But it mowed the front yard. Lickety split. 5 or 6 passes and we're done. So it's the next day. I'm gonna button this up today. ATF, wipe it down, grease the zerks, add air into the tires, tape up the seat, clean the headlight lenses. That's just about it, I think.
That's about it.
Then take pictures and list it. 1,500. There we go. Shined it up with ATF. Put some Fix-A-Flat in the back ones because they were leaking, a slow leak. Clean the headlight lenses. Has no grease zerk, so I just blew penetrating oil there. I also blew penetrating oil around there. Turns really nice now. Fixed the seat. Wiped it down with ATF. Now I'm just going to take some pictures. So altogether I've got 5 tractors. If you count my utility 6-wheeler, I've got 6 tractors to sell. If you count my Blue Bayou, I've got 7. If you count Rodimus Prime, I've got 8. I've got plenty of tractors to sell. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. Obviously they're all in my shed, with the exception of the one that I just finished and the John Deere that I just finished. I've got nowhere to put them. As you can see, I can barely walk into my own garage. So I might have to go to the shed and consolidate a little bit just to be able to fit at least the John Deere into one of the sheds. That way I can at least walk. This one I can't get in the backyard because it's a 46 wide deck. Yep, I actually went and spent some money, $10 or $12. New lens. Fixed. Made some room in the garage. The next project I'm going to do is this one. I got to find out where an oil leak is coming from. Might have to remove the engine and redo the gasket. Sunk. Plenty of room now. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. It didn't take much to get this one going. Looks fantastic. I'm asking $1,500 for this. I know the John Deere I got for $1,500 also. It's a little too much, but it's not really the season for it. Most likely I'll have to sit on these until next spring. Remember to subscribe, like, and share. Remember, that allows me to keep going and making small engine content for y'all. We'll see you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers. That's right. Here at Mowers and Blowers, we push them into the garage and they come out driving. Hey, I'm Andy from Jericho. See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.